Welcome back. Today we're going to rank How Did I Get Here. The album is out for 3 weeks and I think it is time to rank it. Even though I feel with Louis' album it's almost unrankable in a way that it's easy to maybe say your favorite songs or to make your top 5, but to put actually songs at the bottom is kind of brutal and yeah. It is what it is. Today we're going to rank How Did I Get Here. It's his 3rd album. After the Fate in the Future era, I was like, I'm so excited to see what is happening, but my head, Fate in the Future was like unable to be topped. But yeah, that wasn't us for underestimating Louis. I think that this album is so versatile and I'm so proud of him, like with the... It might not sound that risky if you listen to other artists, but I know for him that it is probably kind of vulnerable to also go with, I would more say the soft or almost like unrocky things like da 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 and la la la. It's like so opposite of the aesthetics of the previous album, but I absolutely love it. So let's start. There are 12 songs. We have 9 extra songs. I haven't listened to all of them. I don't know where I can listen to them. So that will be a separate video in the future. So let's start. And it's a painful start because there are 3 songs for me at the bottom that I was like, okay, those are like my least favorite songs of the album. But to place them actually in the 12th spot is a bit harsh. And it's actually going to be the first lead single. So it's going to be Lemonade. And unfortunately, it's my least favorite of the album. When Lemonade came out, I could appreciate it for what it was. I really like that he was bold enough to say, hey, I'm gonna try with this pop song. Do I think it's the best possible lead single of the album? No, I think that, for example, On Fire, Sanity might have been better, but might be less radio sound. So it's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. I especially love the aesthetics. And yeah, we are ranking the music, not the aesthetics. So Lemonade is in the last place. And then, yeah, this is like, I don't really understand. Like, this song has clicked for, I feel like the whole fandom, except for me, in a way that it's actually jumped the gun. I do feel out of all songs, it has the most One Direction songs, and I love One Direction, but there is something about this song on the whole album that just feels a bit out of place. I think that after listening to, for example, The Spark on the extra album, I think that I would have replaced that with Jump the Gun. However, I can also understand that because it is kind of an odd bird in the album that he loved putting it on it, and it is a bit like company to maybe Palaces. I think Jump the Gun would also have been able to be on Fate in the Future. But it's just, yeah, it's not clicking yet. It's not clicking yet that I'm not standing on the business. But I'm gonna say, I've seen a clip of the One Night Only when he was singing this live. And I was like, oh, okay. This has a different flavor to it, so I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, when he actually goes on tour and performs this every night, that it might starts to climb the ladder a bit. But for now, it... Then another song that is like, this feels most harsh to put in this place, but I think this song has beautiful lyrics, has a beautiful melody. It's also surprising at the end when that weird guitar kind of comes in when you don't suspect it, but it is Last Night. And I think it is for me more in the bottom because it evokes a bit of a sad feeling, like this idea of, you know, not gonna make it through the night. Yeah, no. But it's a beautiful song. So if we would, you know, if this ranking would be on lyricism or like the beautiness of this song, it wouldn't be in the 10th place. But for now, it's about personal preference. And I'm really curious where you place this, because maybe other people have this as well, that you can appreciate that it's such a beautiful song, but like maybe it's not a vibe, not as much of a vibe compared to some of the other songs. Then we have 9. And this was actually the song when I was like thinking about the ranking that I kind of forgot this one. And it was the only one. I had like all the songs were like, I was writing it down and then I was like, I'm missing someone. And it is Broken Bones. And I don't think it is forgettable. However, it is also not like, I've not seen a lot of people who are like heavy Broken Bones fans or had that in their top 3. What I do love about Broken Bones is mostly the writing. I really love how he kind of made those contradictory lyrics. Like I will put them here. Like that he says that something is kind of harsh or nice, but that he actually loves about something that he loves about it. And also the metaphor of just doing it again and again. I must say I also really like the ending. And he's like on and on. Now I'm talking about it. This might needs to come in a place higher. Okay. Yeah, this is hard because if you think about the quality of the song and just the lyricism, it's definitely better than the 8th. But if I think about the vibes and just dancing to it, yeah. In 8th, namely, I have Imposter, the 3rd single. Is Broken Bones higher than The Imposter? Like, I'm the imposter. Yeah, for me, it's more like the vibe of Imposter is better. I just want to dance, and I see that also being very well at tour, maybe more than Broken Bones. But okay, let's leave it like this. So then we have in 8th place The Imposter. I am still kind of phantoming this song in like, Louis, what are you actually saying in this song? Because during the song, it is more like him asking himself, am I the imposter? You know, it is more like a question mark. And he's really like, I thought at first that it would be a song about fame and that he felt like he was an imposter, maybe in One Direction or afterwards. But it is much more apparently about a love song and like feeling like you're an imposter maybe in that relationship, especially after seeing the video clip. And what I find, like what I'm still trying to phantom is like at the end, if you look at the last lyrics, he's not questioning it anymore. It's like a statement. I am the imposter. So then like, okay, so it is not like imposter syndrome that you're questioning yourself, what a lot of people do. He's actually stating that he is. Maybe I'm just overthinking the lyricism. But I must say, after the video clip came out, I became more confused about the actual lyricism of the song. But yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I like it. I do think it's a better single than Lemonade, but I understand that if you want to catch the sound of this album, that Lemonade really sounded like something new. I feel like Imposter could have been also a bit Fate in the Future-ish. Fate in the Future-ish. Yeah, I know it's like with these songs, it's all hard. Like they're good songs, but there are better songs. Like, now we get to the part of the album that like I really, really love. So these are the songs from 8 till 12 that I like, that I vibe to. I think the whole album is good, but like from now on, I am like, this is superior. Like I'm so proud of him for making these songs and this album. And in place 8, we have Lazy. And so, Lazy is such an interesting song. I like so much what he did with the voice effects. And when he's like, summer blaze got me feeling lazy. And then like, it's a very sonically experimental song. I like that it kind of fits also part of his personality, because he has also this nonchalance and laid back part of his personality. I definitely see him chilling out with his weed. I wanted to say addiction, but maybe I shouldn't name it like that. But I just see him vibing to this song himself. He also said that like his producer or his manager said that this was definitely a song for him, but he's not lazy. He's like putting out another tour and another album. But yeah, Lazy. I also really like that this song has really that English band vibe, like at a festival. I think with just the music, this is gonna be great. I'm curious to see what he does with this song on tour. But yeah, Lazy. Then we go to place 6. What would you place in 6? For me, it's the album Ender. Is that even a word? The album Closer, the album Finisher, the last song of the album. It's Lucid. I'm still trying to I have to, on a later moment, listen to the lyricism, read the lyricism a bit better. But I really like that he is ending the album with a slow song, relatively slow. It is almost as if they sonically kind of catch this feeling of being between like awake and conscious and being in a dreamlike state and being unconscious. It's like this in between. And I also feel like he's almost saying like, hey, if I just feel what I feel right now, I don't want to run from this. Like I don't have to dream. I don't have to be asleep or to run away from this. I can just be in this. I also really like, again, that it is a bit of an experimental song because at one moment he switched to the How Did I Get Here? And I really like that because especially Louis has been so active on this whole rollout, and he has said in so many interviews also what this album means to him and the whole road towards it, but also that he accredits his fans and how he talks about his fandom. And I feel like just being the album title in a song with How Did I Get Here is really nice. It's definitely a song I listen to a lot. And it also makes you wonder maybe about your own life. Like if there are good things in your life happening that you're like, oh, how did I get here? And sometimes you kind of know the answer and also what it took for you to get there. And I feel like this song, it feels like, I don't know, a nice appreciation. But I also wouldn't be surprised if this is just a personal flavor that I put on it and that is actually much sadder than it is. I know that he mentioned that he kind of has this fascination with lucid dreaming, that he would love to be able to do it. I've never experienced it, but yeah. Go Louis. Who knows what else? Who knows he's going to write his 4th album in a lucid dream and we're going to have back-to-back albums. Then we're going to the top 5. These are my favorite songs. In 5th place, we have Sunflowers. I already had this tattoo, so yeah, him writing a song about it, you can imagine that I really like that. It's also my favorite type of flowers because they're so pretty, but also because a sunflower just kind of turns themselves towards the light. That's also why I love that this is a title on the album, because he explained it so often that you kind of want to capture that feeling that you're going from dark to light. There's literally a song about it, and sunflowers literally turn toward the light. Also, he is from Britain, I'm from the Netherlands, and yeah, it's hard out here 6 months a year almost when the weather is as gray as it is now. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, great representation. So yeah, there are weeks or days that there is no sun, and that when the sun is out, like last weekend, you almost feel like you're reborn, as in The Lion King. And Sunflowers, I really like this song. And this has been a grower, just like Sunflowers do. Because when I listened to it the first time, I kind of liked it, but I also felt a bit underwhelmed. But this has been the song that I have been having. That the English have been having, that I had on repeat last week, and much more. I think it's a really cute song, and also about kind of escapism, but not in a very surviving way, if you understand what I mean with that. Like sometimes you have escapism because you're like, oh my god, but like I can't deal with this, I have to run away from it. And this is much more like I'm actually longing for something and I'm walking towards that direction. And I think this is also a cute song, like if you're in love or you have someone that is like a sunflower to you. Yeah, great song. What can I say more about it? Yeah, just go listen to it, right? I can also understand when people are like less vibey with this song, maybe, but you just don't get it yet. I give it some time and it will be in your top 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Sunflowers is actually gonna climb up even more when the album, when we have more time with the album. Then we go to place 4. If you asked me after the album came out that this song would be in my top 4, I would have laughed at you. And that is because it is emotionally damaging. But it's more healing than damaging. It's actually Dark to Light. When I listened to it the first time, I was like, beautiful song, I'll never listen to it again. Because at the start, when he is like, what are the lyrics? About like that, this idea that sometimes things are ending without you knowing it, and that there's no phoenix in the ash, and like how he describes those first lyricism, it's like almost like a dog is just going into your heart. I feel like he really captured that feeling of, your life can change in any moment, even though you're not realizing that it is happening. Of course, it is about grief, and I think losing someone. We all know that Louis unfortunately lost a lot of people in like the last 10 years, very important people. People say it is about Liam because Liam also had this tattoo that is about dark and light. I just think it can be a song about grief in general. But what I do really love about the song, and I also think that that's why I have listened to it way more than I thought, is that certain grief songs also from Louis really have that sad component when you just want to cry and you are in the midst of the part of grief when everything is kind of dark and you just want to cry, but also Louis is kind of singing to you just to hold on. But I feel like this song it's a much more loving grief song. I really feel that even in the lyricism, it like how it is built up sonically, that it does go from this very harsh thing to almost blossoming open. I don't know, this sounds so spiritual, even though I'm not like, I'm just trying to find the language to explain it. Like also like in the part when like this part, I just feel like this is not like the part that you're singing when you're in your bedroom, like in a fetus position. This is much more an open field and you're kind of speaking towards the sky or what it means to you. And I feel like there's much more space in this song. And also makes me think if you sometimes are a bit further in your grief process, because I think with grief, especially like in the beginning, you just have the grief and it's all consuming. And I feel like afterwards life starts to build around it and you have both. And I feel like this song really captures both. And I also really think that it really is a beautiful song for when you have loved ones who are struggling with their mental health. Because yes, it is also very powerless when people are struggling with their physical health. But I think there is something of seeing the people that you love so dearly, seeing themselves in such a different angle. And I think he talks about that on the album. Like, I wish you could see yourself as I see you. Like, he's really that perspective change. Like, if you could see me, or if you could see yourself through my eyes, like, this could have maybe be prevented. And kind of hinting on that sometimes people, maybe become also addicted or do other things from that place of kind of really struggling with their self-worth. Yeah, so it's a beautiful song. I think it's also quite specific in that way. And it could also be for someone who is still alive, and you are literally on the sideline watching someone struggle. I think that is such a hard position. All the kudos to this song. It's such a beautiful song. I'm so glad that it is on the album. It also showcases his beautiful songwriting, because that might also be a reason why, for example, I'm not the biggest fan of Lemonade, because when I heard that song, I was like, where is Louis' lyricism? Because he is so good in writing beautiful lyrics. And Dark to Light really does that. I also think it's very brave that he put this on the album and that he might be performing it live as well. Because, yeah, like imagine that with his history, like I would also understand when he would decide to not do these type of things on the album or on tour, because it's pretty hard to kind of put that out into public, especially amongst your fans who clearly mean a lot to him as well. But yeah, thank you for placing that song. And I must say this part, I can listen to that. I also feel like with each time he's saying it, it gets more emotionally and powerful, and just that really capturing that sense of feeling so helplessness or like so powerless when you see people struggle. So yeah, if it was about lyricism, this song would be higher, but it is Dark to Light, place 4. Then we're going to the top 3. So yeah, on 3 is the first, the third, the second single, Palaces. I love Palaces. I feel like this is the baby of Fate in the Future. I definitely suspected this to be the album. I like, he's really surprised me with this album, because I really thought that we would get a bit of a like Fate in the Future 2.0 with like some other songs, but it is much more a whole new sound with some Fate in the Future references. If you can imagine, if I say that I love Louis' lyricism, that Palaces is such a beautiful song. There's so much lyricism. When this was the second single, I was like jumping. Thank God we have lyricism. He stated that this is like a reference also to Doncaster, and that is like probably the place that he goes to in his mind when he is having a rough time. This is such a banger on tour. I don't have a lot to say about it. I think that Palace is kind of steady also in my top 3. I don't see that changing much over the years. Great song. Potentially, would it be in my top 10 Louis song? Maybe. Okay, and now we go to the second. Place 2, this is actually the song that was my first, but it has been beaten. And I love this song so much. It's Sanity. Like, I feel like this is such a sassy, nonchalant song. This is really Louis being, like, I'm Louis Tomlinson. I see him with his cigarette and like his big behind, and he's just like, I got my sanity. It's me and nobody else. Why I love this song so much is like, I've struggled with my mental health in the past, and like, I think if for me it really represents like, it is quite hard work if you're trying to heal from things or you're trying to improve your mental health. It's a lot of short-term painful shit, and with the hope that in the long term you start to feel better, might even be better than you've ever felt. And I feel like I'm now in a phase where I'm like, I do say that, collecting the long-term effects of that period, because I feel much more happiness, much more emotional stability, much more like myself. And with this song, this is really an anthem to celebrate that. Like, yeah, I've got my sanity. I worked for it and I have it and it's mine. And no one can take that away from me. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna have fun. And it is a bit of a sassy song. It also, this is him really in his pop queen era. I don't know how to say it because I don't want to use too many like gay referencing song, because I think that his sexuality is completely like, I'm staying out of that. However, this song is a bit like, it reminds me of, also, queer resistance, maybe, in a way that you're like, I've got my sanity. Like, I know who I am, and I'm okay, because people are often called insane, right? Or that people say like, yeah, that's like unhealthy. It's like, okay, but that is maybe also personal reference, because yeah. Sanity, number 2. And then we have one song left. It's my favorite song, On Fire. Yes. Oh, it's so good. That song, I think that absolutely should have been the single. I can see that it might not have been a radio success, but if you ask me to summarize the album, I would say listen to On Fire. That song is so good. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna indoctrinate you that it also needs to be in your top one spot. Because first of all, the lyricism. I think this like pre-chorus is like one of my favorite parts of the whole album. I feel like this is really Louis right. Like I was complacent, comfortably jaded. I never knew. You came and erased it, and now I'm a wasteland. That part is so pretty. You erased me, now I'm a wasteland. Yes. And I really like, it's only short terms, but you're immediately like, yes, this is Louis lyricism. I love it. Secondly, I really love that it's giving proper band vibes. Like this doesn't really sound like a song of one artist. It really sounds as if an English band just made a song. And I really like that feeling. Thirdly, I feel like this is gonna be so great on tour, but also gonna be so great. Like imagine that he does festivals, you are with a beer in your hand, the sun is like setting. This is such a good song. Also, I really like that the chorus is just very repetitive. He does that more on this album when like the most lyricism is in the pre-chorus and like the verses, and where the chorus itself is a kind of a repetition, but also how he does that, it's such a vibe. And the, you know, the little da-da-das. Yeah. And also the part when it is like, this is the reason 5. This part of when the smoke gets in my eyes and then he goes like, set me on fire. Yeah. I'm like, why am I trying to convince people? Like, it's clearly that this is like at least one of his top songs on the album. I think that it really captures this feeling of how did I get here? Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. Also the end, it has this like weird ending that, yeah, Broken Bones and I think Lucid also have like interesting endings. It's On Fire, okay? So then we have On Fire, Sanity, Palaces, Dark to Light, Sunflowers, Lucid, Lazy, Imposter, Broken Bones, Last Night, Jump the Gun, Lemonade. I love the album. I'm so curious to hear what your top songs are. If you have songs that, or if you listen to my rambling and you're like, oh no, I completely disagree with that, just let me know. I love talking about this album. I love talking about Louis. And for everyone who's going to see him on tour, the upcoming, yeah, it almost starting, right, in 1 month. So enjoy yourself and thank you for being here. Bye!